Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I'd like to welcome you to this week's episode of Unscripted. I'm going to say hello to everyone following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Already in the chat, we have the Tired Midnight Blogger himself, Curtis Selby. Channel member JPRPH1, Swinging the Big Blue Wrench, channel member the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Clary. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review Big Out Presents. One of the newer channel members, Space Frag on House. All right. Good evening out there once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see everybody. All right. Well, 2025 has had a hell of a start, hasn't it, folks? I don't want to make light of any of the events that have taken place. I do have my own theories about who may be responsible in certain ways, who may have aided certain people, and of course we have the situation in Las Vegas, which is definitely had a few twists and turns. I had an initial theory. That theory is now no longer valid, and I think there's more going on than is being told. This is why I say we need to go to alternate news sources. We have to go to alternate places to get information, and you have to also vet the people who are giving you the information. Whenever I come on this show and I talk about a certain subject, or when I'm on any show talking about any subject, it is my own opinion, based on my interpretation of the information that I have. And if that information that I put out is incorrect, then I'll say so. One of the things I have always tried to be is honest with you guys, because I think you get lied to enough. So we are dealing with a situation, the situation in Louisiana, that was a targeted terrorist attack, and I think it's very clear now, performed by an individual who was radicalized sometime in the last couple of years. He was someone who served in the military as kind of a paper pusher, based on what I've heard. And you also have the individual in Las Vegas who was a Green Beret, who was an operator, a man who had seen combat, in everything that goes along with that, and had the capabilities to bring the building down if he wanted to, which was something he very clearly did not intend, or else he would have done it. Now, the individual in Louisiana, he had an ISIS flag on the truck that he used. There have been rumors that when the FBI entered his apartment, there were items there that suggested that he might have had some backing. So there might be more people involved in this. That's what they're telling us. They have not told us any details. So right now, folks, what you've seen in the news, what you may have seen on various YouTube channels, if you've seen any of that, you know what I know. I did see the interview that Sean Ryan had with Sam Shoemate. Mr. Shoemate has backtracked on some of the things that he had to say. Now, I think we just don't know yet. Was this a guy who had PTSD, who didn't get the help he needed and lost it? Did he do it to make a point? Was he a whistleblower and they took him out? We don't know. And I am not going to come onto this show and speculate. I never served in the military. I do not know what these people know. I do not know what they went through. I don't know what has to happen to someone to be radicalized to join a death cult. And that's what I call these terrorist organizations. I call them death cults because that's what they are. If your main goal is to self-delete and take as many people with you as possible, that's a death cult. I've never raised a hand to anyone I didn't have to. I've never been in combat. I've never shot anyone. Thank goodness I haven't been in a situation where I've had to. I've come close a few times. It's not a black and white fairy tale world that we live in. There are some dark corners. And the two individuals who pulled off these attacks lived in some of those dark corners. So my advice right now for those of you in the chat who might want to do future shows about this, please do your research. Please make sure it's as accurate as you can get. Please make sure that your sources are legit. And understand that I'm not saying that Sam Shoemate or Sean Ryan or any of these people are not legit. I'm not trying to say that. But it is possible they are being passed information that is not correct or is only halfway correct. Anyone who says that our military is more of a threat than known terrorist groups or the criminals that are allowed to come through our border by the thousands every day. Anybody who says that, I got no time for you. I've told you on this show before, I grew up around a lot of military people. I grew up around cops. I know how these people operate. I know what they have to deal with. These are people who go out every day, fight for this country, who are out there protecting our towns and cities. They do not deserve to be lumped in with terrorists. And anybody who does that, I got no time for you. If you believe that our own military is a bigger threat, do me a favor. Don't tell me that you're unsubscribing. Just do it. Because that's not going to fly here. All right, I do want to say hello to a few people who have joined us since the beginning of this show. Enigma Severus, DJ Ronnie G, and the emoji queen herself, Lady Mist. All right. Now on to the main topic of the show this evening. And I called the show, for the record, for a reason. This is a chance for all of you to ask a question, discuss a topic. So if you have any questions, now is the time to put them into the chat. If you want to talk about current events, you want to talk about anything in pop culture, you want to talk about movies and music, whatever, we have 45 more minutes to go with the show. So the floor is yours. I would like to bring up while y'all are typing. Last night I did see Nosferatu, and I think the movie has some good points, and I think it has some bad points. I don't think it's best of the year by any means, but I don't think it's the worst either. I'm going to go into a longer review, hopefully sometime in the next couple of days. It's definitely an interesting one. Like I said, it has some pros, it has some cons. Glad I finally got a chance to see it. And I do want to remind everyone that tomorrow night is Mystery Movie Night, which means Tuesday night at 7. I am going to be joined by Kyle Corwith, Sense Corner, and Off the Cover for the next round of the Mystery Movie Night podcast. That'll be Tuesday night at 7. And my guess is that the movie is going to be Den of Thieves 2. So in preparation for that possibility, just a little less than an hour ago, I completed Den of Thieves, which is currently on HBO Max, and it's a pretty good movie. So, and they definitely left it open for a sequel. So, I think it's going to be an interesting movie. All right. I also do want to remind everyone that if you stay until the end of the show, you will be redirected to Aged Boomer's channel for Geeky Geezers. He and Troy Pacelli will be discussing the events of the week. He and Troy Pacelli will be discussing the events of the week. Sorry, folks, a little lead over there. All right, first question from Curtis. Say, do you stream Elements? Does it work well with StreamYard? I do not personally use Stream Elements. It seems to work pretty well with StreamYard based on what I've seen, but I don't really know the ins and outs of it, unfortunately. But I haven't heard any complaints about Stream Elements. And speaking of the devil, hello to Aged Boomer, the host of Geeky Geezers, co-host of Friday Night Last Call. He's a fellow panelist of mine on Live from Sparkwood in 21, a show that will be starting here once again very shortly. If not this week, certainly next. Boomer, I did DM you on X, so please, in the group chat, so please check that out, you and Troy. Have I seen Skeleton Crew? No, I haven't seen it. I don't have any thoughts on it, unfortunately. DJ Ronnie G has said, I only use Stream Elements for the chat bot to provide links using simple commands. Yeah, that's what I've seen most people use it for. JP says he's seen the first couple of episodes of Skeleton Crew. He thought it was okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's kind of okay, and that the consensus seems to be A, it's okay, B, it's kind of aimed more towards children. So I don't know how interested I would be. Why am I not showing up live on YouTube? Have I done anything to anger YouTube? Well, I haven't that I know of. On the other hand, I have had people from Australia who follow my channel who say that they are having issues seeing some of my programming. I have not been made aware uh, by YouTube of any issues. So far as I know, I am in their good graces. I tell you, the last episode of Action Theater that Bill and I did didn't get the numbers it usually does. On the other hand, we did kind of spring that show on people last minute, and we ran a movie that's not necessarily known to be an action movie per se, even though there's action in it. Not showing up on my feed. Okay, well, let me go over here and check and see what is up. Well, I am showing up live on my end. So, yeah. It is now. It is possible that right, Fraggle's saying he's not seeing Netters and Troy's show coming up either. It'll just be you and Boomer. Boomer says he sees me showing up now. Okay, good. One thing to do, and just a suggestion, would be to check and see if you're still subscribed, because YouTube will unsubscribe you without your permission. And make sure your bell icon is on as well for notifications, because they click that off too sometimes. Yeah, so that would be the only thing that I would suggest to check on that. This is did that to both. Okay, good. All righty. Yeah, because that's a thing that you have to look out for is when you are subscribed to a channel, you do periodically have to go back and check it. If you know you're subscribed to a channel, but yet none of their live streams or videos or anything are coming up, if somebody kind of disappears who's normally in your queue, then that's usually a sign that you've been unsubscribed for whatever reason. It does happen with YouTube. I've never seen that really explained. It's a weird thing that happens. But it's just one of those ways that YouTube keeps you on your toes. Let's go to a camera on here for a bit. Hello to everybody. Still got the beard growing. Starting to look like a mountain man. Starting to dress like one too. I always look much clearer when I am on the laptop as I am when I am on my TV, because I always look pixelated. That's why I'm not on screen as much. I have kind of crappy internet where I am, and I'm lucky I'm broadcasting now based on what people have told me. But yeah, technology, it hates me, and I guess we'll continue to do so. Any good movies online worth seeing that you can recommend? Well, I would recommend The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, um, which is based on the Barbara Robinson novel of the same name, which I read as a kid. And there was a previous version of it, which you can also find on YouTube. That was done in the 80s, and it's a very good adaptation. There is a character that gets cut out that I would like to have seen show up. So there are some minor changes. There are some fill in the blanks. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But it's a pretty good film. I know Big Al just did a review of it, and I tend to agree with his recommendation on that. So that's a good movie. There's a movie on Amazon right now that, full disclosure, I am accredited associate producer on. Is a movie called Transient. That is a sci-fi horror movie, written and directed by Chris Rupert, who does the Bad Movie Night podcast. He has the Bad Movie Night YouTube channel, and they had some distribution issues with it, and he's done a video about this. So I'm not speaking out of school. So the movie kind of got buried. So you have to go looking for it. But I found it on Amazon, and was able to purchase a digital copy, because I don't think it's out on Blu-ray yet. But that's a very good film as well. And I'm not just saying that, because I backed it. It is on its own a very good movie, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Slow burn movie. Now it's about a tech entrepreneur who loses his daughter in a car accident at the beginning of the film, and he creates a device that will allow him to relive his memories. And over the course of this, he starts seeing people from his past, not just his daughter, but other people from his past start to show up, and that leads to kind of the horror element of it. It's an interesting movie. It's very well done. The information is not spoon-fed to you. You do have to pay attention. Chris has gone on the record saying it's basically a cross between Black Mirror and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and I would have to agree with that assessment. I've heard comparisons to Primer, Shane Carruth's film, but I've never seen Primer, so I don't want to go so far as to relate the two. But that's another one I would like to recommend. Another one I want to recommend, of course, Critical Drinker's movie, Rogue Elements, which is based on his Ryan Drake series. That's a lot of fun. That's on his channel right now. And another one I really want to recommend is a movie called Milk and Cereal from Curry Barker and Cooper Tomlinson, guys who have the that's a bad idea YouTube channel. And that's a pretty good movie too that you can find right here for free to watch on their channel. So yeah, those are some recent ones that I think are certainly worth watching. What I'm hoping to do sometime here in the next week or two is to release my best and worst films of the year, as I did last year. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the worst first and then go out with the best of. And I'm planning to do those shows with Outlaw Bill, as I did last year. So, and maybe if anybody else wants to join us, that'll depend. So I'm hoping to do that sometime in the next week or two. It's just going to be a matter of scheduling that around what Bill is going to do, because Bill's in the middle of his. He's actually on right now, in fact, with his OBSN show, Outlaw Bill Sports Network, where he's covering the NFL playoffs. Yes, please, absolutely check those out, especially Transient, and then go to Chris's channel and let him know that you saw the movie and what you thought. Do I still do voice work? I don't technically do voice work. This is my voice work, what I'm doing right now. I am not like a voice actor or anything. I do it if anybody hired me for it, but no, I do not do voice work at present. I've been kind of wary of late of I want to plan a certain amount of time ahead, but something always kind of comes up, and kind of makes me hesitate. That's one of the reasons why the show that I now call Coming Attractions, that used to be my weekend update, was such a short show this week. Because there are so many things kind of up in the air behind the scenes right now that I don't want to say that something is going to be coming up in a few weeks just to have to reverse myself. That's one of the things about being a YouTuber, is that sometimes real life will intrude, and you have to push things back. Transient can currently be found for rent or for sale on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime Video, you can see it. Just type in Transient, and you will be able to watch. What is the plan for this week's Sparkwood 21? Well, right now that is up to Troy and Boomer, and I'm waiting to hear back on whether or not we're going to go on this week or not. I'm ready to, but if it has to be pushed back another week, then that's what happens. But I do have the Mystery Movie Night podcast that night at 7. This is on Tuesday night at 7. Troy is going to have Blake 7 as usual. That will be the season 2 premiere episode. So I will be in the chat watching along with y'all on that. But I do know that in 3 weeks, I am going to be joining 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser for Toxic Tuesday, and we're going to be watching, I believe it's Equalizer 3. Yes, we're going to be watching Equalizer 3. So, so obviously there will be no Sparkwood and 21 that week, or at least it'll be like a truncated show, like maybe like less than an hour or something. But that's Sparkwood and 21 is coming back. It's just a matter of when exactly. And scheduling around some, like I said, some other appearances. We have plenty of things that we want to do. We're definitely going to do a show about Blue Velvet, because we kind of consider that the trial run for Twin Peaks. We are going to have some guests on the air that are going to be people who have Twin Peaks channels. We have Cameron from Obnoxious and Anonymous, who has done a number of fan films about Twin Peaks. So we're going to be kind of watching his films, and he's going to be on. So, I know we were talking about maybe doing a watch party for Inland Empire, maybe revisit Mulholland Drive. I know Eraserhead's been brought up. So yeah, there's still, and we also have the Secret History book that we've yet to discuss. So we're going to be doing, I would think, probably we're going to be doing some shows about that as well. So yeah, Sparkwood and 21 is going to come back. There's definitely more we're going to dive into. So yeah, we will be around, and once we have the next show planned out and ready to go, we're going to bring it up. Love Blue Velvet, yeah. Secret History is awesome. I've heard that. I've yet to read it. I need to do that. I have the physical copy, and I have the Audible edition as well. So definitely going to catch up with that. In what ways do you find meaning or fulfillment as a YouTuber? Well, I tell you, if you had told me a couple of years ago, well, really kind of closer to 3 or 4 years ago now, that I would even be on YouTube, I would have thought you were crazy. Because I never thought for a moment that I would say anything or have anything to say that anyone would find interesting. Now, luckily, I have found all of you here, and you all have become kind of a second family to me. So do I find meaning in being a YouTuber? Yeah, I do. Because I have a voice and I get to speak out on things, and I'm not holding everything inside anymore. So that's part of it. And getting to meet the people that I have here. And yes, we've had our disagreements from time to time, but we agree to disagree and we move on from that. So it's like I said, it's kind of like I've found a second family here. And it is part of my life now. And you know, I don't want to use the cliche, oh, you complete me, but you guys, you kind of do. So, yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot out of it. And just coming here and realizing that I'm not as alone in the world as I thought I was. That there are people who have the same concerns and have the same fears, or people who like the same things that I like, or people that I can get into debates with. And hello to Geek Flag with Nate Knows. Thank you for the super chat, $2. Happy New Year, my friend, and happy said birthday. Just like I keep saying 2005. Happy New Year to you, to Nate, and to everyone in the chat. So yeah, I tell you another thing. I kind of feel like I'm leaving a legacy. Because guys, old deleted, he's not going to be around forever. But this channel can. Someone could always look back and say, hey, maybe I left behind something that mattered, something that means something. That's what the channel's about for me. But it's you guys who keep me on the air week to week. All right. And hello and thank you once again to Curtis Selby, $2. Thankful for everyone here, as am I, trust me. All right. So we have reached a point in the show where it is time to kind of wind things down. So do you have any other questions for me as we go into our final segment here? I do want to remind everyone that you will be, if you stay until the end of the show, you will be redirected to Aged Boomer's channel for Geeky Geezers, which is going to be starting here in about 11 minutes. He and Troy Pacelli will be discussing the events of the past week and what the future is going to be for old G&G there. So we'll be seeing you all in the chat there. I also want to remind everybody, last call Monday night at the movies over on, which will be simulcast on Troy and Netter's channels. Please make sure that you have that you are still subscribed, because as I said earlier, YouTube will unsubscribe you without your permission. And please make sure that your bell icon is operational so that you will get the notifications. All right. So as you see, there have been some cosmetic changes that I am making to the channel, and I am going to be discussing those over the next few weeks. As you already know, the formerly known as the Weekend Update is now coming attractions. Same show, different title. But this show, Unscripted, is not going to change. It is going to be what it is. Live from Sparkwood and 21 will return. And also, the other side of midnight is also going to go through some changes. There will be a name change, but it will be on at around the same time. It's going to be a 90-minute program, keeping it to sort of 90 minutes, because everybody doesn't want to stay up too late in the evening, which I don't blame them. It is going to be kind of it's still going to be kind of a chill stream, but even more of one. I'm going to have probably single guests. I'm speaking to a few people backstage right now about being the first guest back. So stay tuned. That will hopefully be sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks when that returns. All right. Nate asks, speaking of the future, at the beginning of next month, I want to start a Wednesday live stream, one called One and Done Wednesdays. We will watch a show that only had one season. What do you think? I think it's an interesting idea. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Yeah. So, yeah, so my channel's going through a bit of a, I don't want to say rebranding, because it's not really that. I'm just, there's going to be more of a theme, which is going to become obvious to people once everything is up and running. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm gaining new subscribers by the day. I think I'm like 55 away from 5,000. So thank you all very much for sticking with me, number one. And thank you to all of the new subscribers. There were a few today. Thank you very much. For those of you who are new to the channel, who might be watching this show for the first time, I do this every week, every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And usually there's a topic that I discuss, but tonight, I wanted to include the chat. So this was more of a Q&A than usual. Giving the channel a makeover. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And thank you, Curtis. Alrighty, so I am going to go ahead and wrap this up for the evening. Geeky Geezers is going to be starting in about 5 minutes. Stay to the end of this show. You will be automatically redirected. And I want to thank everybody for watching once again. And Unscripted episode 95 next week. Yeah. You know what that music means? Little night music. Love you deleted. Oh, yes, we do. We love you deleted. We do. And Margaret reference. Thank you. See you all on Geeky Geezers. Good night. All right. So I would like to thank everyone who might be lurking in the background. There's always one or two. Quite all right. You do not have to engage with the chat, just as long as you enjoy the show. Hit the like, share out the stream, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. I want to thank everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I'd like to thank everybody who joined me here in the live chat. Lady Mist, Connie Cleary, Geek Flag with Nate Knows, JPRPH1, the tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby, Aged Boomer, Big Al Presents, Space Fraggle, Aged Boomer, DJ Ronnie G, and Nate, the last minute member chat. See you on the other side. Yes, indeed. And thank you, Nate and Curtis, for the super chats. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. Leave the world a better place than you found it. Because this is how we win. Last minute member chat, JPRPH1, member for 9 months, because this is how we win. Yes, sir.